All right, and the last thing I'm going to say is if you wanted to, you would. Hey guys! This week I'm so excited to be talking to you about how to make New Year's resolutions and actually stick to them in 2024. Now, I know we are not past the holidays by any means, but I wanted to get us started because it's much easier to start a New Year's resolution in December rather than start on the 1st of January, because once you start getting into a habit, it's easier to continue that habit. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is how to make them realistic. So an unrealistic goal would be, I want to become a billionaire, but a more realistic goal would be, in 2024, I want to earn 10K more than I did last year. Something that's very attainable and that you can gain by pushing yourself a little extra, pushing yourself the extra mile, something that you can change within yourself, not something that you would take actual years to possibly achieve. An example of making them more achievable is something that you know that you could surpass, because we want to make goals something that we're not going to be stunted by our growth. So we want to make sure that it's something that we can definitely achieve and something that we want to be able to hit by middle of the year so that we can pass them and feel even better about our goals. A good example of this is I'm at currently 300 something subscribers. My goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers, but my goal is to actually hit 1,000 subscribers sometime in the middle of the year and then actually pass 1,000 by the end of next year. Number 2 is to make them measurable. So talking to other people about their New Year's resolutions, a lot of them have been saying, I want to eat healthier, but the only way to actually measure that or be able to consider it something that you can achieve is by creating a time limit or an amount that you have to hit so that you are actually able to show the progress that you've made throughout the whole year. A good example of this is, instead of saying, I want to eat healthier, you're going to say, I'm going to make 2 home-cooked meals a week. You could do meal prep, you could do one spaghetti dinner and then make it your lunch the next day, anything like that. But just to be able to measure what you're doing and how many you're doing. And even if you say, I want to do this, it is okay to not do your goal. If you say, I want to do 2 times a week every single week for the entire year, you always have to remember sometimes you got to give yourself a little leeway. At the exact same time, you want to make it something that you have to make yourself, like, push yourself out of your comfort zone to make it happen. I want to go to New York City in 2024, but it's not just I'm going to drive through New York City on my way there. That's not visiting any place. I don't really count that. So it's like if I drove to Georgia on my way to Florida, like, that doesn't count. So I want to visit New York City for more than a day, and that's how I'm going to measure that one. I'm going to actually spend 24 hours in New York City, not just drive through it casually. All right, and the last thing is to set goals that you want to achieve and you actually know you would achieve them. An example is, I want to go to the gym every single day, but you don't actually care to go to the gym. You just think it's the best thing that you should be doing. Don't make goals off of what you should be doing. Don't make goals off of other people's input on your life. Only make goals that you want to achieve, because making goals for other people, changing yourself for other people, is not sustainable. Changing yourself at the root of what you want to be and who you want to be is the best way to actually change yourself for the better. If you're wanting to lose weight, you should say, I want to lose this much, or I want to be in this size. If you want to learn how to do makeup, you're going to be like, I want to start being comfortable wearing this certain kind of product, going out in public, stuff like that. So an example would be saying, I want to go to the gym. You should say, I want to increase my endurance by running. I want to increase my strength by lifting. And I want to lift this much by the end of the year. Those are super measurable things. And if you actually want them, you'll take the steps to go to the gym, pick up those weights, run those miles, all the things that you need to do to achieve your goals. All right, and the last thing I'm going to say is, if you wanted to, you would. So we've been holding a lot of other people accountable with that statement recently. It's going to be like, if they wanted to, they would. If you wanted to achieve your goals, if you really wanted to achieve your goals, and those were genuinely goals that you created for yourself, for the betterment of yourself, then you would take the steps to achieve them. Don't make goals that you think other people want you to have. Don't make goals that you think you should have. Only make goals that you know you want to achieve. Some of my other examples is, one of my goals is to have a full-time job relevant to my degree. So right now I'm a full-time employee at Lululemon. I want to be in full-time recruitment or full-time diversity, equity, and inclusion. Another one is to get a brand new car. That doesn't mean pay in cash, of course, but that means I have my cute little Frank. He's a little Ford, but I don't think that he's a sustainable car, especially since I'm going to be graduating college this year. And then I want to pay off all my loans. That one's a long shot, but hopefully, if I were to get a job, I would hopefully be able to pay off at least half of them or at least specific loans. I created that one to set a really high goal for myself. I do not expect myself to pay it off by the time I graduate college, which will be about April to May. But those are some of my ones. I definitely am pushing myself to things that some people take actual years off of their life to do. So, like paying my student loans, I've been very blessed to be paying them through college and be working all these jobs to try and pay it off as quickly as possible. But at the same time, I know it is something that I might not be able to do, but I'm going to work as hard as I can to do it. Getting a new car, that's also a lot of money. Everything costs some money. And I want to work my hardest in my 20s to get that paid off so that that's something I'm not worrying about anymore. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed these. Ask me any tips you want below. I can show you guys all of my New Year's resolutions. I can show you guys my vision board. And then in the next video, I will be showing you guys what my vision board looks like and 2 different ways that you can make one that'll be subconsciously in your mind at all times.